There's many examples of luck in Animal Crossing New Horizons. When you think about something as lucky, you might think about catching a really rare fish or shooting down 30,000 bells from the sky. While indeed these events are lucky, they're far from the only things in this game that are statistically unreasonable to happen. What I want to do is get weird, and I mean like really weird. So what I've done is I picked out some unlikely things that can happen in Animal Crossing, ranging from, yeah, seen that a few times, it's kinda rare I guess, to this will literally never happen again whilst gracing this mortal coil. Let's get started. We're gonna start pretty tame with a mildly uncommon 10%. That's the odds that every single piece of artwork available in Jolly Red Ship is fake. Now, I've personally felt the sting of this one before, but it's reasonably likely that it's happened to you as well if you've been playing for a decent amount of time. This percentage, along with a lot of the information that I used for this video, was thanks to Ninji's data mine of this game. In a Twitter thread he posted, he released the chances of your artwork being fake and being real. Funnily enough, it's just as likely that 3 of your art pieces are real as it is that all 4 are fake. I chose the latter to discuss though because you're more likely to remember that time that Red completely goofed on you as opposed to that time that 3 of your artworks were real. Worth noting as well is every real piece of artwork has a 20% chance of being one that you haven't donated yet. So keep that in mind next time that rootin' tootin' highly pollutin' boat of his shows up on your beach. There's not a set percentage on when rainbows will happen in your town, so how did I come up with 7.72%? Well, I used MeteoNook to determine my weather seed, and I looked through 60 years of weather data in my town to determine that over the course of 22,280 days, I will have rainbows 1,721 times. Whoa, hold up, stop. What is a weather seed and how do I find mine? It's simple. By tracking your day-to-day weather patterns into MeteoNook, it will determine a string of numbers that you can use to predict your weather patterns, such as rain, snow, shooting stars, and in this case, rainbows. The website is in the description if you want to try it for yourself with much more detailed instructions. Anyways, yeah, on any given day you have about a 7.72% chance of seeing a rainbow on your island. That means you'll see a little over 28 per year on average. Of course, this is just an estimate. I've had as many as 42 rainbows in 2049 and as few as 18 in 2027, so don't yell at me if you get less than 28, okay? Another weather pattern that MeteoNook tracks is the Aurora Borealis. On any given day, there's a 3.77% chance that you'll see this beautiful light show above your island. It won't feel that way come wintertime, though. You see, the Aurora Borealis can only happen in December, January, and February. Given that, they'll be a pretty common occurrence during these months, which is why I wouldn't consider them as rare as... Only slightly more rare on any given day is the double rainbow. I consider it more rare than the Aurora Borealis though because for the other 9 months that the Aurora Borealis can't happen is when rainbow season happens. Meaning that while the percent chance of these colorful phenomena appearing is very similar, the double rainbows stretch across 9 months as opposed to 3. So on that technicality, and because I have the creative liberty to do so, I think that these are much more rare. Think about it though, what's a weather phenomenon that can happen all year no matter the date?
But Dagnall, I get shooting stars on my island all the time. It's just not that rare, Dagnall. It's not that rare.
That, my pedantic Poindexter, is because there's a difference between your average shooting star pattern and a heavy shooting star pattern. Let me explain. A normal shooting star pattern will generate usually about 15 to 20 shooting stars per hour in bursts of 5. Heavy shooting star patterns, though, are the ones where you'd even think about taking your hand off of that A button? Boom, shooting star. You trying to catch a fish? Boom, shooting star. Are you assaulting your least favorite villagers? Boom, shooting stars, baby, like you never even seen. Those are the days that your shooting star patterns are heavy. If you're having trouble figuring out whether your star pattern is heavy or normal, plug in the times that they happen into MeteoNook as a good way of determining your weather seed. It can tell you when shooting stars will happen down to the very second. Meteor by the way, is again how I figured out the percentage of getting shooting stars. 569 of the 22,820 calendar days had shooting stars on my weather seed, totaling to about 9.3 heavy shooting star days per year on average, which is still only a little bit less than once a month. So when do we get into the really rare stuff? Well, let's move on to something that's not weather related, shall we? The theme of the next few rarities will be based around Nook Miles islands. There's a few rare and darn near impossible things that can show up when you use a Nook Miles ticket. Slotting into the, it's rare, but I've probably seen it before category is a mystery island that contains bunny rocks and spawns scorpions at an insane rate. This island will appear 1% of the time, once per day, and only during months that scorpions spawn. In total, you can walk away with about 400,000 bells if luck bestows you. Another island with a 1% chance is Trash Island. While this island is certainly rare, I wouldn't define it as particularly lucky. As the name would imply, the only things that you can catch in the waters of this island are tires, cans, boots, and rocks. If you want to look at it optimistically, you can farm all the DIYs that require trash to craft with a short trip to this island, but I'd reckon that's the most benefit you would get out of this forsaken place. Expected about once every 200 Nook Miles tickets you use is Fin Island. This island can only show up during the times that sharks and other finned creatures can spawn. It's a 0.5% chance that you end up here, but much like Scorpion Island, you can walk away from here a very rich person. Since it comes around so sparsely, take some time to fill up your inventory with sharks. Take some time to fill up your inventory with sharks. The rarest of all the islands in this game, though, is the Gold Rock and Scorpion Island. Hi, I just wanted to say that the names for this is completely off the cuff, alright? Nintendo didn't name it Gold Rock and Scorpion Island because, quite frankly, that's stupid. I gave it that name because it's honestly the best way I could describe it, okay? It's a bit of a mouthful, but, you know, it's fine, okay? Back to your thing. It's very similar in many ways to the Scorpion and the Money Rock Island, except this one has a single rock that contains 8 gold nuggets. All things considered, your haul from this island won't be much different than your haul from Scorpion and Money Rock Island, but you can leave this island knowing that you found the rarest possible mystery island in the game. However, there is something more rare that can happen on a mystery island. Let me explain why finding your perfect cat villager is so luck-based. There are 35 different species in this game. The way that the game determines who will be on a mystery island is by picking a species first, and then a villager from that species. So let's say you're hunting for Kid Cat, okay? He's a cat villager, right? Let's see. Okay, ears, tails, uwu face, his name. Yep, that's a cat. You have a 1 in 35 chance of finding a cat on the island. And if you're lucky enough to roll that 2.68% chance, then you have to roll another 1 in 23 chance that it's the cat villager that you want. Multiplying these two unlikely rolls together leaves you with a 0.124 chance of finding Kid Cat on any given mystery island. This is assuming, of course, that you don't have any cats on your island, because, of course, villagers on your island are going to be taken out of the mystery island pool. But for the sake of keeping this simple, I'm ignoring that, because I can. Of the 366 possible days in a year, 361 of those days share a birthday with a villager. Sorry, people born on February 29th, April 1st, April 15th, October 31st, and December 24th. Meaning that you likely have a birthday twin. You may have a particular fondness for your respective birthday villager, and are more likely to have them on your island, but let's assume that we have a town of 10 completely random villagers that you didn't curate in any way whatsoever. What are the chances that one of those 10 villagers shares a birthday with you? Thanks to some help from Bandit Yoshi and his friend Luca, they helped me with this hypothetical. Because, unfortunately, the math to figure this question out is actually a lot harder than it seems. You see, there are 37 days of the year in which 2 villagers share a birthday, which kind of adds a monkey wrench into determining the correct answer. So, these islands picked 10 completely random villagers and randomly generated the player's birthday as well. And that leaves us with a moderately unlikely 2.03% chance to share a birthday with one of your 10 villagers. But that's not that crazy. Heck, that's not even the lowest chance we've seen in this video. So let's get a little bit weirder, shall we? Do you remember when I said that 37 days of the year have 2 villager birthdays? Well, let's use that same simulation that we ran to see what are the chances of 2 villagers on your island sharing a birthday together. This can only happen if one of these pairs of villagers is on your island. You see a pair on this list that's on your island? Then congratulations! According to our simulations, you struck a 0.0075% chance for this to happen, or about 3 in 40,000. Of course, this number is not programmed into the game. This is, of course, just an estimation based on a large sample size that we used. It very well may be more or less likely than that. Oh, but I'm not done. I want something even more rare. I want something so rare that it happening randomly would be less likely than you getting struck by lightning. What are the odds of both having 2 villages in your town, sharing a birthday, and also sharing a birthday with them yourself? The answer should be as simple as multiplying our last 2 percentages, which leaves us with 0.000152%. That is 19 out of 12,500,000. That is something that you will never see without specifically going out of your way to curate your villager lineup to make it happen. I took the liberty of doing so by making a character whose birthday is July 27th. That's the same day that Eric and Ketchup share a birthday. By getting them both on this island, I looked to see if Nintendo did anything special for this astronomically rare event. Unfortunately, the only dialogue I got was the generic dialogue that you get when you share a birthday with another villager. The closest I could get to seeing some acknowledgement of this rarity is some dialogue from Isabel, who can't even fit all the names in her announcements, and this bulletin board post that actually has to bullet point all the names who share a birthday. Kind of a shame that there isn't more, but I guess Nintendo really didn't think that this would ever happen. And can you blame them? Anyways, I hope I did a good job explaining why some of these events are so ridiculously rare, and I hope you enjoyed this fun delve into some probabilities in this game. Thank you as well for 5,000 subscribers as of making this video, and the insane support on that silly bridge video that I made. If you want to follow me live for more Animal Crossing shenanigans, you can check out my pinned comment down below for a link to my Twitch channel. All other relevant links are in the description as well. Thank you so much, and let me know if you have any more ideas for crazy statistical odds that I could make in a possible sequel to this video. Thank you so much, and have a good one.